All right, and I think we're live. Just gonna do some quick audio checks just to make sure everything looks okay. GCP, happy, PubMed, Skyscanner. Okay, cool. Let's make sure this looks good. Audio sounds good. Video looks good. Audio, okay, cool. Everything looks good. Play some music real quick. Since this is gonna be more like a work. Some lo-fi going on. So I know there's a couple of folks trickling in, very last minute kind of live stream, because part of my goal for this weekend was to begin creating more content for OpenClinTech, which, if you guys aren't familiar with, is just a collection of educational resources that will all be available on YouTube that you can just watch. So this video is not a video that will be teaching. It's me creating the content that will eventually go on the website. So it's a working session for myself. Figure if this is interesting to people, content is content. I'm gonna just live stream the creation of content, and just think sometimes this could be useful. I don't know, we'll see. So let's see a couple of things. I'll probably be building this out over a couple of days, at least the entirety of FHIR search. This is where it's going to live eventually. I have like a placeholder here where if you just go to OpenClinTech/search, you can go and find it down here, and there'll be a playlist for all the videos that I'll eventually create, which once again is not going to be this video. It's going to be very well curated content, so be very succinct and to the point, so you don't have to waste time just watching me scramble through things. But this is where I'm just going to outline the basics. There's a couple of people that asked me about search, and I figure it'd probably be a good idea to just put together something really quick to get them oriented to what is FHIR search, what do you use it for, how do you perform some basic searches, and then maybe getting to something just slightly more complicated, but I don't want to do that for this one. So we'll see. I'm just going to put together some content for this, and I have a couple of ideas already of what I want to put in here. So where is it? I started an outline just a couple days ago about what I wanted to put in here. So it's like thinking about when creating content. I think this is one of the things, is like, what do I want? What are the key points I want to teach someone when it relates to a particular concept? And so I think the very first thing is maybe just a quick comment on what exactly is FHIR search. I think that would be a good idea. What are some scenarios and or examples of when you might consider using FHIR search? These are things I'm going to try to answer in these videos, and I like to do them as very like short snippet videos, so it's very easy to watch. At least that's how I prefer it. You just have these short videos that you can quickly reference. So I think this is good. So this is like the very beginning, is like, what exactly is search? Maybe this falls into it. And then it's like, what are the basic, it's like syntax or format for performing a FHIR search? Because a big thing is just knowing, I think it's like, so obviously a HTTP interaction like GET, for example. And then you have some base URL, base URL followed by the resource type that you're interested in, and then searches always have that question mark, so you always got to put that. And then in here, you then parameter 1, parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter XX. And you just like add these and signs. So like just teaching people what's the basic syntax. I think that's important. And then I think maybe just getting into it, which is like the next couple ones, because this is gonna be a very basic one. I'm thinking maybe like very short, just like 10 minutes of content to get people started on FHIR searches, and then we can proceed and progress and build on that in subsequent videos. But I think just something very simple would be good, so we can jump right into some examples, rather like exercises in using Postman and a public FHIR server, something like that. That'd be good. Maybe these might be the basic ones, and then maybe it's in the exercises where I show each one. Yeah, I think this will probably be the meat of the content. So the first one would be maybe doing a exercise 1, searching. We do some basic ones, searching for patients with a specific name. Let's see. Actually, let me not put these, because I think I want to group them a little differently. So searching for patients with a specific name. This is kind of redundant. I'm not going to do that. Say observations with a specific line code. I'm trying to think of like common examples that people would actually use. Patients born after a specific date. Or maybe we'll do this later, because I think these might come when you start teaching like numerical comparators. Yeah, I'll do that one later. That one's observations with a specific line code. Maybe do like, yeah, maybe we'll group these like resources with a single parameter, resources with 2 or more parameters, patients with a specific name and maybe gender, observations with a specific line code and status. And the goal is like just to build up their confidence, starting with some very simple things, just to understand the fundamentals. And then I think what would be good also is resources using an identifier. So identifier slash, I think there's a more formal term for it too. See, I have the FHIR search page. No, coding. Let's see, where is the coding format? I think this might be it. Oh, let me get the formal name for these two prefixes. Maybe we're, yeah, I'll look into that one. Dang it, where is it? I think it's like system. Oh, here it is. No, this is not the one. Quantity, so maybe it's one of these. Let me just copy this for later. I want to do resources with a numerical value plus comparator. Oops. What did it do? I think it copy. Okay, there it is. There's a system and code piece. Oh, here it is. No, this is not again, this is not the one. System token. Oh, so it's token. That's the formal name. Syntax for the value. For tokens, matches are literal, not based on subsumption or other code system. Matches case sensitive. Data string. There are many challenges, right? To use subsumption based. That's a really hard word to pronounce. Use the modifiers below. Token search parameters are used for the following data types. So tokens, and that's something I need to teach as well, is just like how to identify the names of the identifiers, because they're different than the data elements themselves. So I think we probably want to do that maybe as one of these down here, identifying search parameters for every resource. So this is like showing where it's found, where the search parameters are found. Calling out the difference between a search parameter and a data element. And then operations differ. Actually, it was like, yeah, calling out that operations differ by search parameter. Okay, I think that's good. So if I go back here, I think it would be correct to say for any search parameter that is a type of token or a token type, you can use subsumption logic. That might be the correct way of saying it. Let me just link this. Tokens. So I will use this at more of the bottom here. So resources, using resources or search parameters are tokens. Or maybe I'll just be consistent. Resources with search parameters that are tokens. So the first thing we'll show is that tokens show the different types of data types that are considered tokens. So we do that, and then I think we'll show the subsumption-based logic. Actually, no. Perform a search with or search against a token using a simple string match, and then perform a search against a token using subsumption. I think it was subsumption based logic. It's still very hard to pronounce. I think that should be good. And then we can use two examples. We can use a patient identifier, and then we can use a observation coding with . I think this might be good enough examples to get started. So I'm going to try these out myself, and then if these all go smoothly, I'll probably just end the live stream and then start recording each one of these individual videos on its own. Okay, let's go into the actual exercises. Let's take a look. So my very first one is, what is it? Just basic research resources with a single parameter. So I have a couple here already, and I'm probably just going to use FHIR for these and teach people to use that. So maybe I'll just use a couple of examples or pull some examples that I can use in the video. So I have patients with a specific name. So let's go ahead and find a couple of patients to use for the video. Oh, I need to talk about search sets. Yeah, let me actually add that in. So what exactly, let me see, what is a search? What is the basic syntax? So we talk about it here, bundles. So we need to make a couple of comments. The first thing is that searches, or rather FHIR searches, always return, let me put this, key difference in performing a FHIR search is the, the question mark. So FHIR searches always return another FHIR resource called a bundle. Bundles can have many types. Whenever a search is performed, a bundle of type search set is returned along with all the results. Okay, so we need to do that. Let's see. So here's a patient, Gene. Maybe we just use the first patient here. So do they have an identifier? Because I want one with an identifier too. This one doesn't have an identifier. Ah, this one does. Oops. Don't save. But the thing is that maybe I'll just create my own patient. Just because I want a very clean example for the video. So let me just actually do that instead. I'll create my own resource real quick. I need to go into one of my repositories. I'm loading up VS Code. Do a quick, I should probably at the same time mock up a observation as well, since I'm at it. Probably makes the most sense. Oh, great. Okay, so let's just mock that up real quick. This is one of my other repositories I'm working on. I'm just going to use this. Let's do some examples for OpenClinTech. Okay, so let's get a example patient. And then I think for our resources, yeah, we're just going to use an observation and a, it's too long. Let's just do that. Rename patient. Okay. I want to grab my handy dandy schema, which one of the best things ever, by the way, if you're just starting out with FHIR, is to use the FHIR schema when you're writing them, because it makes such a world of a difference. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Let me just grab an example. If I can remember where I put it. Let's see. I always forget where I stored it. I need to find like an old example that I used. Not this one. Device integration. Okay, here it is. All right, let's create our patient. So it's a JSON file. So that's not what I wanted to do. Just like ruin this. Nice. So there's my beautiful schema. This will help me create my resource with ease. So the first thing we want is our patient resource. I think, so for our searches, we probably want to, so we need a name. Maybe we'll just give the basics, name, date of birth, that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I actually don't remember the names of the data elements. So let me actually just toggle back and forth patient FHIR. Let's see. An identifier. I need to make sure it has the identifier. So actually, let me add the identifier, and let's make the identifier a MRN, because that's what most people will be familiar with. So, okay. And it's a type. So let's start with an identifier. Actually, I need an ID no, I don't need an ID, because the FHIR server will create that for me. So I need a type. You see how nice it is when you have the schema? The schema like just knows all the data elements, and it can just populate it for me. So the type, let me see, the type is codable concept. And then I want a MRN or MR, and it's this code system. So I need to copy this. Okay, go back here. Coding, system, code, MR, and then I think it was, yeah, medical record number, there it is. Give me some extra spaces that I didn't want. Okay, so now we got our type, identifier type. Now I need to give it let me call this the OpenClinTech system. OpenClinTech.com. And we'll call these like FHIR patients. And then for the value, let's give it a number. What's the date today? 05/05/2024. Let's do that. So we have our identifier. What is another data element that I need to add? Active. We definitely want to add active and name. Let's do that. Active and name. Active is true. Give my patient a name. This is a family name. Let's go with the Star Wars series. So Skywalker is what we're gonna do. Oops, I don't remember the format for a human name. Let's go to human name. So family and then given. Yeah, family and given. Okay. That's not what I want to do. Let's go with Luke. Luke Skywalker is the name of our patient. I think that looks good. Let's go back and figure out what else we need. Gender. Let's get gender and birth date in here. Gender, male. Let's do that. Male, and birth date is, let's do 05. Let's say they're, I don't actually know the format of the date. It's a subset. YYY MMDD. Let me just copy this. Okay. Let's do year 2000, 05, 05. Same, so born today. Gender, birth date, is that it? So I think I mainly wanted to show, so you have a specific name and gender, you have an identifier. I think this might be good enough. Okay, let's go with this because I want to get to the search. So now let's create a observation resource. Let me just copy this, paste this. And so for this one, let's get rid of all these. It's just cleaner to use your own examples. So I think it's worthwhile to spend just a few minutes creating these. Let's go with observation. Where is observation? Here it is. All right. Let's create maybe a vital sign. Or no, let's not do a vital sign. Let's do, actually, let's grab one of the examples. Let's do a creatinine because pharmacists love their creatinines. Okay, status identifier. I don't think we need an identifier for this one. So let's do status first. Say this is a final. And then we have code next. Let's do code. Coding. System. Creatinine. We're going to do a serum creatinine. I do not, I'm just going to steal the code so they have, this is not an, you know what, I should just look for the real one. Since I'm doing this anyways. Let's just go find. Creatinine. Grab one. There you go. We'll use this one. Okay, let's do this one instead. Copy this over to the name, and then the code is 21060. 2160. Oh. Cool. So we have a creatinine code. Can move on, and then subject. So we need to reference let's do subject here. So subject, we will reference our patient. And then I don't, I'll probably have to do it afterwards. Yeah, because I don't know what the ID is. So I'll put this in, fill, let me actually do this. Fill and the ID after uploading to Firestore. We need an issued and then a value, right? An interpretation as well. I feel like I'm spending more time doing this than the actual search, but that's okay. Issued. So let's say this was issued on, it was the year 2024 05 05. Next one will be maybe the value and value quantity. I'll just use the one they have in the example. Usually use UCOM, but I'm be a little lazy. I should probably use UCOM. Let me go find one with UCOM. Let's see. Let's just grab a UCOM one. Here's one. HTTP units of measure.org. Code. Let me see what the code is. Where's your code? Okay. I think these are wrong codes. Sample UCOM units. So I'm trying to look for the code. I just don't want to get it wrong just because people are going to watch the video. Don't want to lead them astray. Let's not check this one. It sucks. I've actually never used this validation tool. I might want to just try something else. Yeah, maybe we'll keep it like this. So system code display. Spent way too long on that. Okay, and then we need the actual value. And this is not unit system, unit. The value for serum creatinine, let's do one that is like maybe 1.4. Is this wrong? It's a string date. You know what? It's not even issued. I think I actually care more about the effective date time. 2024, 05, 01. There we go. Okay. I think that should be enough because we just want to show search on status, search on code, maybe search on value as well. Okay. So let's get rid of the schema. I think both examples are good to go. Let's get rid of the schema. I'm going to upload both of these to the server. It's I guess just add these changes real quick. Load examples. Oh, great. Sorry, let me just like get rid of this real quick. I don't remember what I did here, so I don't know which one to accept. This one looks right though. Def main. Accept incoming. Oh, I don't want to mess with my old one. So let me just create a new one real quick. Let me use another repository of mine. Sorry guys, I'm like repository. Getting a little distracted. Let me just use this one. There we go. Just create them in here. I'm also trying to learn Go, so this is like a repository for that. Let's do patient example.json. Let's bring these over here. And then we do observation example. Okay, so let's get both of these. And okay. Now where did I save it? I think it's Go. Learning Go. All right, so I have my two examples. Cool. That took, I don't know how long that took. That probably took like a solid 20 minutes or something just to create those. Okay, let's get these added to the FHIR server now. So, oh crap, I'm gonna have to like remember the thing. I don't remember the syntax. Let me just grab it. So this patient. Let me grab the patient. I actually think I didn't grab the whole patient. Oops. Yeah, I made a mistake. 1 second. Fix patient. Go back here. Download again. delete this name. Let's get rid of this. And then I want to go back here. So I want to add a patient. Add my own patient. I don't even know why I downloaded that. I actually didn't need that. So here's my patient I want to add. And then I think it's, I don't remember what the parameters here were. I wonder if it's in my old one. That's fine. We'll just let it tell me if there's an error. Post body. Oh, it created it. Okay, cool. So we'll just grab this. So here's my patient. And the ID is this. So this is what we're going to have to add to the observation. So let me just save this real quick. Paste it over here. So now I have my nice patient. And then now let me go back and add a observation. Go back to the body. Add my observation. And I need this piece. So that ID was there. Okay, cool. So let's see if that works. Post. Nice. All right. So now we have our observation resource, and it's, oh, you know what? I don't think it's actually fully referenced. I wanted to add type. Let's see if this works. Request URL must, oh, I need the actual ID. I think I lost the ID. Dang it. Oops, I lost the ID. So let's go ahead and just create a new one then. That's fine. Oh, actually, let me just grab my old one. Great, I don't remember the search parameter for this. Where is the search parameters? Here it is. I need the code. Oh, the crap, there's so many. My patient was, oh, this might be the one. Oh no, it's not, never mind. Let's find if there's a search parameter for patient. That probably would have been easier. Patient. There's my observation. I just needed the ID. We go back to put observation, and then I wanted to add that I need it in here. This is my outcome. Okay, there it is. All right, so I have my two examples, and I can actually now start doing the searches. So thank you guys for bearing with the patience there. I'm gonna grab some water. I'll actually be right back. All right, I think we're ready to get started with the actual searches now. Hopefully this will be a lot cleaner because we have actual examples that are just the pieces of data that we want. So hopefully that will make it easier when learning. All right, let's just practice with our examples. So when we talk about FHIR searches, we're going to search. I'm going back here. This is going to be basic. So teaching this part, the base URL, the resource type, and then the thing here. So let's try out both of these. Oh, but I think before this, we actually need to find the search parameters. So I think this needs to go up. Yeah, I think that needs to do that. Okay, so we're how do you find a search parameter first, and then we go into the search. I think that makes sense. So let me go here. Let me just, cancel. Create a new one so it's not that, don't save. Okay, cool. So we'll start a new one. And then where's the FHIR? Here's FHIR. All right. So I think the first thing we need to do, I'm on search. I don't want search. I want HL7 FHIR observation resource. Yeah. So for anyone that's curious on the live stream, again, I'm not trying to teach during this live stream. I'm trying to create the content that will be used for teaching. So, it's easier just to nav. So whenever you're searching, there's a tab for search parameters. Actually, let me add that to the notes. Like use the tab to locate the search parameters. This is so hard to read. Maybe not use the tab. Yeah, because like if you scroll all the way down in the content tab, it's so much easier to see. So like right here, search parameters. And to show that these are each individual search parameters that you can search on. These are the types. And then calling out the difference between a search parameter and then the data elements, which is not obvious. And so what we want to search for is this. Okay, I think I actually don't know how to do some of these more complicated ones. But okay, so we're going to teach them where to find it. This is how you look for the search parameter, and then maybe even showing them, I wonder if it's helpful. Yeah. The type will tell you how you might want to input your parameters. So let me call that part out too. Showing where the parameters are, calling out the difference, calling out the operations. Or rather, it's maybe not so much the operations, it's like calling out parameter. Maybe I'll just say the type. Okay. So let's say the very first one is we want to search for observation loin code. Okay. So we have our get, we have the base URL, which is right here. We have the resource type. And then if we want to do a search, it's always with a question mark. And then we want to look for a specific loin code, which we already have typed in. And on the bottom, you see a 200 status. You have your bundle. You have your type of search set. You have all the different resources that are returned. So you can see they all have this code. And you have, sometimes they show like the number of searches. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of odd. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see there's quite a few that got matched. Yeah, that'd be the first thing. So we can show that, how you do a basic search. And then let's do one with patient. So now let's say you want to switch to a patient. And so what we would need to do is go to the patient resource and look for the search parameter of name. And it might just actually be name. Oh no, so look, it's not, it's just family. So family and given. See, I think this one's actually a pretty good example. You would think that you search for name, but you don't. You actually, the search parameter is family. So it kind of depends, what name do we want? And maybe what we should show is that if you use name, so I think we have name Skywalker. Oh, did that work? I think this is, oh, this is someone else that has that. Oh, name is also a search parameter. That's why. Interesting. That's not a good example. So name would search both the, I assume, given and family name. And then these would search both. Yeah. Maybe a better example would be to say you can't do like name.given because this is not an actual parameter. So I think the given name was Luke. So it's like basically demonstrating that this wouldn't work, but this one should. There we go. And then showing the given name is Luke. And then notice it's not case sensitive. Okay, so that is a good example because you can see you have to look at the search parameters to know. So now we have two examples, searching patients and observations. Now let's do one with two or more parameters. So let's say, see, there's a lot of Lukes. There's a Luke Patterson. So given and family equals Patterson. Let's try this. There we go. This is just one example. Yeah, one example. So just showing, it's pretty simple. Two more parameters. Every parameter you want to add, just add this and then another parameter there. So that's pretty simple. And then I think the last thing we'll show is just the search search parameters that are tokens. So if we go back here, identifier. So let's say we want to search on identifier because we want to search by MRN. Notice that it's a token, and token has, you can do let me actually show that first. You can do one of two things. You can search on the value, or you can search using this, which is very, very useful. So let's actually go back here. Does this patient have an identifier? Yeah, they do. Also an MRN. So they have a value that's right here. So we're going to use this. And then we will do identifier equals this. And there you go. You have the same patient that's an identifier of this. But what we want to do is show how you can go a little further and specify, because you might have the same identifier value for different things. So we want a system and code match. So in this case, this one is a they don't have a, do they have a system for this one? I guess I can use this one instead. Type code. I don't think they have one. Let me go back to my patient actually. So my patient was this one. And so I want to use this system. So let's say patient identifier equals, and then the format was system pipe code. So it is this. Let's not do this first. Let's do 0505 2024. Okay, pull my patient, and then we do next system and code value. There you go. Okay, so we showed that. That works. Then we'll try it with the observation, and then we can probably wrap up these examples. So observation. Let me pull in my specific observation though, which I don't know where it is now. Here it is. Oh, great. I actually don't know what happened to my observation. Yeah, I lost my observation. How did I find my observation at first? Dang it. I forgot how I got my observation. Let me see if I can find my observation. So we have code equals blank.org. Oh, we could probably just search for the patient ID. It doesn't look like it's in here though. It's weird. Sorry guys, I should have kept the thing. I don't know why I don't have it. Maybe I can use the value. Let me look at the value. What is the search parameter for value? I can use status too to kind of filter out. Status equals final. Oh, maybe we can do subject as well. Oh, I think that's how I found it at first. I used subject. I can just do that. I don't know, subject was 4697257. There it is. All right, I'm gonna make sure I save this time. Cool. So let me just double check we have the right thing. They gave me like a really long ID. Is not known. Oh, oops. I copied the wrong thing. Let me try this one more time. I copied the wrong thing. I copied the whole bundle. And what I really wanted was just this. That's all I wanted. Okay, cool. So now what I wanted to do was test out the identifier on this one. It's not identifier, it's code. So loink1260.o. And actually, let's try a value. Let me look for a search parameter value. So value of type, value quantity, value quantity. So the parameter equals prefix, number, system code. Oh, cool. I actually didn't know this. You can do like entire system and code match with this. Okay. And then greater than or less than. Let's try that. So the value is 1.4. So let's say the code is this. So it's going to be loink. Actually, let me just keep this and then do and value quantity. I think that was the search parameter. Yeah, value quantity equals 1.4. Looks like there's multiple matches. I think this one's mine though. Or actually, maybe not. Let's do also and status equals final. Maybe we'll do a effective. So I think this one is mine. Yeah, this one's mine. So I want to just be able to like narrow down to one search. So maybe we'll do an effective date. So is there an effective date search parameter? Code value, code. Did I miss it? Date. There it is. So it's just date. Okay, so one of these. So we want to do one that's greater than, and then it's year, month, day, I assume. Okay, so we'll remove the status and we'll do date equals greater than. I wonder if you can just use just a year. Nice, that worked. Oh wait, no, it didn't. Maybe you have to specify the month at least. Let's do 4. Okay, I think that worked. Yeah. Okay, so that's able to narrow down using this. So I think these are pretty good examples. And I think I might wrap it up there to cover the main basic searches. So I think we're good. Let me just Make sure everything looks okay. All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully that was interesting. I'll probably record the videos just going over these in a more succinct manner. Probably 6-7 videos showing each one of these and then package it into a playlist. So anyone that's interested in learning fire searches can just like watch through the videos. Thank you guys for joining me as I create some content, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.